Hey everyone, Jeff here. Welcome back to Imagination Tech. So today we are going to be taking a look at the TimBurger 4-inch micro long range frame. Stay tuned. So this is the TimBurger micro long range frame, which was originally designed by Dave C FPV, and the design is up on Thingiverse. So what Timothy Reyes did was basically just get the design, do a few improvements, which I'll talk about later, and then have it cut locally. So this is now available in the local market. But before we go over this frame, let me rewind and show you how to build this thing. So we just got the TimBurger 4-inch micro long range frame from Timothy Reyes from the mail, and it's just packed in bubble wrap in a bubble wrap envelope. And frankly, you don't need anything much more than that. It has, I believe these are both bottom plates, some part of them at least, or maybe they're both top plates. One of them is a top plate, I'm not sure. Also comes with this. Pretty sure this is the top plate. And it comes with 4 arms. Obviously it has to have 4 arms, which are 3 millimeters thick, and it comes with a couple of standoffs, a lot of metal screws. I'm not sure what this is, but it is probably to hold the battery or something. He provided a lot of it, so you have lots of spares. And you can order. It comes with these TPU mounts for the camera and for the arms and everything. And I got a purple one because I think it looked really cool. And you can order it in different colors of TPU. Just specify what color you want. So let's go ahead and try to build this thing. So it already comes with all of the hardware that you need. It has 4 really long metal screws, which I am guessing these are for the stack. It has 4 more slightly shorter screws, and this is probably going to be for the main post as well as for the sandwich plate and the arms, and some more shorter screws and a lot of shorter screws. Okay, so first, this is going to be the sandwich plate. This is going to be at the bottom, and this is going to be up here, just above it. And you just need to align all of these, all of the arms to it, and this is in a dead cat configuration. So the front will have the arms, almost 90 degrees to the sides. So the first step would be to take these short, I believe these are 8 millimeter screws, put them on the outermost hole, and then slide in one of the arms. Yep, this is the front. And okay, so just continue putting on the screws in the outer holes, the outermost holes for the arms, and we're just going to slide in all of these arms first. And once you have all of the arms and the screws in their respective holes, you can now put on the top the sandwich plate. So it doesn't matter if it's not perfect at this point. We just need to hold them in place. Okay, so once it's there, you just take these nuts and then just screw them on. Right now I'm just gonna hand tighten them first, because we'll tighten all of them later. Right now I just want to lock the screws in place and make sure nothing falls off. Okay, so right now the arms are still flapping around, but we will get to that in a second. So we now take these slightly longer screws again, from the bottom we push them into the holes, and it should penetrate up here, and we just do that for all of the holes for now. Or you can do this one by one and take one of the standoffs here from one of the Ziploc pouches. Okay, so you can take one standoff and then just screw it onto that, and that is going to be one of our posts. So if one of the screws doesn't want to go in, just you know, try to wiggle the arms until it does. Okay, right, so we are done with the second step, and now our frame is coming together. So you can see that this is in a dead cat configuration, so no matter how wide your lens is going to be, no props are going to be in view, and you're going to have pretty long props for, you know, for the frame, because this is going to be a 4-inch frame. So let's go ahead to the next step. Okay, so for our next step, we are going to take one of these smaller screws and just pop them into these the extreme corners of the frame. So 2 in front and 2 at the back. Now before that, I want to show you that here at the back, you can see that there are holes for a 20 by 20 stack, and here at the front you have a choice of either a 20 by 20 stack or a 16 by 16 stack. So regardless of what frame you have, or rather what stack you have, you can pretty much put whatever you know, whatever stack you want. It can even take a whoop frame, a 25 by 25 whoop frame, I believe. So I'm not really sure how that is going to go. I think you need to remove these 2 center posts so that you can screw you know, one here and then another screw here at the back. So yeah, we'll figure that out once we assemble this and once we have the components for that. So take one of these short screws, the shortest ones that's in the kit, and then just you know, screw in standoffs. And then we do it again for the next 4 holes. Just a quick note about the standoffs. 2 of them are actually longer than the rest. So there are a total of 8 standoffs. 6 are the same length, and the 2 should be in front because they are longer, because they are mounted on the bottom drop portion of this frame. Almost done. We just need to put the top plate here. But before that, let's go ahead and open. You know, we'll take a look at all of the CPU mounts that's provided. So there are two different styles of TPU for the camera. It depends on what camera you have, I guess. So there's one for, you know, just a single screw, and then one has 2 holes, and you just slide them over the front standoffs like so. So I guess it really would depend on which camera you have, but yeah, so you just slide them in. Let's just pretend that it's already there. And for this, you know, the arm protectors, arm guards, you just pop them in there, and there's also a screw hole there. So that keeps that in place, or you could do it like this. Probably not. Yeah. It also comes with a GPS mount. So you put this here at the back, and I think it's supposed to, you know, be slanted like this. So let's just try that. So it's a little bit tight. You just need to wiggle it until it you know, goes back. It goes into position. There are some there you go. This is the mounts for the antennas. So if you're using a Whoop AIO, the kit comes with these TPU mounts, and these are actually adapters so that you can fit your Whoop AIO here, and this goes here between the sandwich frame, and you know, it provides the holes necessary for the 2 side mounting holes. So let me just quickly put this in, but you don't need this if you're not going to be using a Whoop AIO. So let's say if you're using a 16 by 16 or a 20 by 20 stack, then you probably would not need to have this installed to save on a little bit of weight. But if you are, then let me just put this quickly in. So here again is our bottom plate, and you will slot these TPU mounts in. Alright, so take note that it is slightly to the back for the AIO stack, I believe. I'm hoping I'm correct. And yeah, we just put that in, and we are going to put this back together. So it should make should be a snug fit, and you can see that now we have the diamond pattern for the Whoop AIO with these mounts. So let's just go ahead and put back all of these screws that we had to remove. It comes with this mount for the TBS Crossfire Immortality antenna, and you place it here. Now I prefer that you have your arms already in place, and you just take off this two of these screws, because that mount screws in here, and you can put in the screws here in the mount one by one, so that your arms don't go flopping around. So once you have one of the screws in, you take out the other screw and you screw it again. You screw it back in again. So that way your whole stack and all of your arms don't go flying away. So once they are back in, you just screw the standoffs back in, and we should be good to go. Sorry, these front standoffs need screwing as well. Where are those standoffs? Right, so now we are set up for an AIO flight controller, but again, if you don't need, if you're not going to be using an AIO, sorry, a Whoop AIO, if you're going to be using a 16x16 or a 20x20 stack in here, then you probably don't need this. And if you are going to be using a Whoop AIO, you need to remove these two back posts or center posts so that the AIO flight controller fits. Now let's just close this up and take a look at our masterpiece. So this is the completed TimBurger micro long range frame. This is the version 1. I believe Timothy is already designing a version 2 for this, but if this frame looks awfully familiar to you, that is because this was designed by Dave C FPV, and Dave C also collaborated with Flywoo to create the Flywoo LR Explorer. This keeps falling off because I don't have a motor yet. So yeah, Dave C FPV collaborated with Flywoo to create the Flywoo LR Explorer, and it should be no surprise that it was almost immediately copied with the iFlight Chimera, the Gep RC Crocodile Baby, and I think there's some other more in the market right now who are creating these long-range frames, the bind and fly long-range frames. So some improvements with the TimBurger over the original Dave C design was, I guess we would call it an improvement, is that it takes a Whoop AIO and as well as a 20x20 stack. So the original design by Dave C only had mounting holes for a 16x16 stack here in the front and a 20x20 stack in at the back. So this one still has a 20x20 only stack option at the back, but yeah. You can basically put anything smaller than 30x30 here in the front stack. And there you have it for the TimBurger 4-inch micro long range frame. Now the one that I have is the V1, but the V2 is already out now, and it features some refinements, namely that it's no longer as picky when it comes to 20x20 stacks. So the V1, there are specific stacks that won't fit, but with the V2 you can basically put any flight controller you have and put it on this frame, and it's gonna work. So the TimBurger frame sells at 1,800 pesos, and you can get some from Timothy Reyes. Outside the Philippines though, the ones that I have seen are cost somewhere around $50 to $60. So for 1,800 pesos, this is actually really cheap if you are here in the Philippines. So I hope this review and build out has been very enjoyable or useful to you, and if you felt that this was a good video, please click on that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and as always, keep building and keep flying.